Hello, welcome back to Right Lego Bricks YouTube channel. On today's video, I have started to work on more of my city. I had to clean up a lot of the table and get a lot of the stuff that really didn't belong up here off the table so I can actually start working on it. And what I have been working on is I wanted to, on this end of this side over here, closer, to all the shelving, I was working on my shuttle launch areas where, we'll have a lot of the shuttles, and the launch pads. And I figured I built that over here because in this empty space where I'm recording this video is going to be the big airport. So, the airport's going to take up a huge chunk of this spacing over here. And then a little more over here will be more city, more houses and more city stuff if whatever comes out from Lego that I might be able to fit in. But I decided that, I got a lot of these shuttle launch ones. I found one on a discount, so I got that one. And then I've had one since uh, early 90s. I believe this was like 93. They were no longer sponsored by, or they no longer had the NASA IP because originally they had NASA. So they don't have NASA on there anymore. They just had pictures of the shuttles and stuff. But this one is 6339. And I believe I've had that one for probably around, over 30 something plus years. So with this one, I wanted to put that in the city, but it came with base plates. So with being Mills plates that I've been working with, I have to, change up the setup on how this thing is going to fit in this city. Because I like it. It's neat. It has the rolling pad and everything, and then the little tower that goes with it, and all the other one. The other plain one they had that was that had the NASA IP. It just stands alone and it little turns left to right, for the fuel tank that goes on there. You can turn it left to right to there. So what I have started is I've started to try to Mills plate this, from this to this. So I started to Mills plate. So now I got my road right here. So if you look, it's nice. And then I got the little end on the end here. And they used the green, but when you think about it, shuttles don't launch off of grass. So I think I'm going to, on this side here, this is where the tower is going to be extended up. This red piece, it's going to be right in here, right here on this plate right here. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that in a dark gray, a dark bluish gray. And then that tower will sit on the dark bluish gray. And then where the road part is, they have the grass, on the old plate. I'm thinking of doing a tan. And then doing the tan so it acts like it's sand, so the launch would happen more off of a sand. So that's my idea. And I have this other set, which I bought, which was discounted, which is the newer model, which, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to come over here. You can see, let me angle the camera. There you go. This is the newer set right here. And I've kind of already modified a little bit of it just to see how well it would fit. So it's going to take 3 base plates and then one of these smaller plates right there to go into it. So yeah, so let me get that other base plate. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to put this base plate here, and then I'm going to take this rocket right here, and then I'm going to put them on the end right there. So then we'll have like the little bit of the coaster set up. I'm going to rearrange this so it actually looks at it. If you actually have this set, it doesn't really look like that. This is actually more right here and so forth. So I'm just going to redesign it so it fits a lot better with these 3 base plates and this half base plate right here. And then the one I'm building with the launch tower, I'm going to put it right here on the end. So your tower will sit up here. Your shuttle will launch here on the ends. We have the 2 shuttle launches on the ends here. And to help keep it from rolling off, if you look very, very closely, I put these little brackets right there so they match. So they'll keep that base wheel from, when it moves here, it'll stop it. So I figured that'd be really nice to have, because in the other one it didn't really have that. They had the little fold down on the sides, which you'll still have, but I figured this would help just keep it from rolling off anyways. So I added those on there for right now. So that'll be this setup here, and then I'll have two spaces right here. I'll maybe build some grandstands over here to watch, like you're watching a shuttle launch. But that's what I'm going to be doing with this section here. And I found these at a local bricks and minifig stores. They're a base plate, but they're really not. They're a 32, so they'll fit on top of a base plate and they'll match the Mills plate. So I don't have to have little 4x4s to build up my Mills plate. I can just use one of these. So I just put a couple bricks in, a bunch of bricks in here to support it, and put that on top of that, and I'm done, which is really, really nice. I'm gonna get more of these when I'm Mills plating all these other ones. Let me turn the camera up so you can look at me. So yeah, so on this city, because I got a lot of the modular builds, I'm gonna use these 32 by 32 semi-type base plates. They're just they're not really base plates. I wouldn't really call them that. But they label them base plates. You can use them as a base plate, but you can use them as extra, level for my Mills, which will really help out when I'm doing all these modular builds. So I don't need so much small individual squares, because like when I'm building the amusement park, I was using these 4x4 tiles right here to do all that. So I won't need thousands of those to actually do my modular builds. So with that will help out a lot. So what I wanted to do was I just wanted to focus on that, and I wanted to make a quick video of what I was planning on doing with this corner, and just kind of show you updates, because a lot of stuff I did off camera because my daughter was in here all day long and the day before, so it's hard to make a video when your daughter's constantly talking to you, asking you to build stuff. So while she's in here, I usually just build stuff. You just get stuff built, get it out of the way, and so forth, and then try to organize while she's in here, because she's very, very, very loud and talks or wants me to build something for her and so forth. So that's what I usually end up doing. So I build a lot of stuff off camera. So a lot of the stuff I haven't got the chance to build on camera, So we'll have more builds. So as I found more. Needless to say, I have a lot. So I was looking for this set here. I thought it was sitting over there where they had some other baggies over there. And I went over there to those baggies. I was like, well, it's not over there. I'm like, well, what crap? Where did I do with it? And I was like, well, I have a tote here underneath one of the tables. And so I opened up the tote. And I was like, well, there it is. And there's about another 20 bags of more Lego of sets. And so I've been putting those on. I've been putting them together off camera. And I'll show you some of them. They're very tiny ones. So we'll come around here, right here, like this little bitty one right here. I put that one together, this one here, that one there. Those were all off camera. This one here. They're little tiny little things. I put them together off camera. So, just trying to make room as best I can. Sorry about that. And get as much of the stuff out of the tote as possible. There's still some more stuff. So what I have decided was, and I'm going to show you, I got a lot of room under these tables, like right here. And what I'm thinking, in this middle one here, I might go get me another another sheet of plywood and make another level here for another shelf. And then under here, because I really want to put water, like it's an underwater theme, so I'll get like some rope light, hang some rope light under this section here, make it look like it's underwater. And then this section over there, I'm going to get like, I may paint it gray or get some gray base plates, some big ones, or whatever I can find. And that's where I'm going to display all the Lego space, the system space, or however, whichever y'all prefer ever like to call it. And that way I can display those there, and it'll free up a shelf over here because I got a lot of the, like a moon base, the space prison ships and stuff. So it'd be nice to be able to display. I can maybe put some shelving in the back on top of that, so I can put the little ships there and have it be like a little spaceport or something underneath there, displaying all the 90s space sets that they came out with. Um, so I mean, I do have an actual Lego train, space train, but it's still in the box. It's mint in box. So let me get it. Like this thing right here. This thing is 6991. So like I said, I think I showed that in my first video. It's still mint in box, and I don't really want to take it out because it's so valuable. It's worth a lot of money. From Bricklink alone was over $2,000 in box. So I really don't want to take it out of the box just to display it on my Lego set. I kind of like to leave it in the box. I've never been a space collector. Most of those were all found in bulk. When I do my bulk buys, and I sort through and I end up finding a lot of them. A couple of them I did get for my birthday. I think 2 of those I did get for birthdays. I told them I don't want space. Don't give me space. Please don't give me space. And then I end up getting a spaceship. But I'm never a fan of the Lego spaceship stuff. If they got me a NASA one or a shuttle one, that is perfectly fine, but not the space. But they got them anyway. So magically they've lasted the 30 years that I've had them. So now I display them. So now I want them. They're valuable. Who would have thought that those could be those are highly sought after, and they're very valuable. So I end up keeping them. Some of the other things I did off camera was I did a build of this octane up here. I'll show you right there. There it is. See, proudly now on its shelf displayed. But if you come down, I built this one off camera. Put that one together off camera. I'm very bad. These were all put back into sets, back into the baggies, pre-Bricklink. So I didn't know what Bricklink was. And without Bricklink, it made it very, very difficult to do all these in sets. And so when I'm putting them together, man, I'm missing a lot of parts. I'm missing a bunch of minifigs on that one, so I'll have to order those off of Bricklink. Hopefully they're not going to kill me for those. But a lot of the stuff, like I said, with those older sets and not having Bricklink as my backup and everything else, now it's so much simpler. If I'm missing that part, I can get on Bricklink, create my list for it, and then I can start searching for that piece and get it quick. And that's what I really like about the Bricklink. And then, like I said, in a later video, I'm hoping probably sometime the coming week, I'll be able to get that video out. Maybe Wednesday or next Wednesday, maybe next Saturday or Sunday. I'll try to record that video. That way I can get that out there and help y'all, master y'all's bulk buying or collection and so forth. But here's the tote I was talking about. I opened it up, and then you could tell right there, a bunch of bags of Lego sets. I'm like, good Lord, man, I got a lot more to go. And you could tell they've done the yellowing from, I don't know why. I'm pretty sure Lego fixed all this issue. But, here's this is an underwater ship. I got base plates under here. And then this one, I think I'll send it. It's more of a Technic set. So I really don't care for that. So I may just trade that in at Bricks and Minifigs and so forth. Get rid of that one. Like I said, I'm not a let's hang on to everything kind of guy. I like to keep the certain stuff, to go with me, to keep to my collection. And, some people are very, very adamant. They want the Technics. And I'm like, dude, you can have them because I don't really care for them. They're nice. They're interesting builds. But sometimes they just don't work really well, and they're boxy looking. It's not like how they build them today, where the Technics they have today is so much more. I mean, it's like almost detailed, like they have a car that looks like a car. There, if you got a helicopter, it's like square, 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 and then it's just ugly looking. but they can be worth a lot if you have the right one. But I just don't care to keep them. But other than that, that's all we're going to have for today's video. I just wanted to give a kind of update on the Lego City, what I'll be doing with that. So when I'm done Mills plating this, like I said, Mills plating this set, I'll probably have a picture up and then on my Instagram, and then a couple pictures up. And then once I'm done with that, then I'll probably make a video of when I'm done with that little corner so you can see it done. I would like to build it on camera, but I'm not really sure on how long it would take. And it'd be a long video just for me to do all that. So it's easier for me to do it off camera and do it. So what I may do is Mills plate the base plate part, and then I can build this on camera, which I think I might do. I think that might be a lot better for y'all to see, this old, set, because I like to put some stuff on camera to build, so you can get an idea, because it's old set. You don't get to see those built every day because they're not around. And it just sounded so weird when I said that. Sorry about that. But other than that, I'm going to end the video right there on that note. Y'all have a good day. Please like, subscribe, and share, and hit that bell notification to get videos when you like it, because it's just not around. Y'all have a good one. Bye.